Well, Andy, that must feel like a huge win, having been stung so late on Wednesday. What was the difference out there this afternoon? How did you get that over the line?
Yeah, we just managed to dig deep. Obviously 2-0 at half-time. We know that can be one of the most dangerous results in football, and we had to come out and we had to start well, and we didn't quite do that. So I think second half was a slog. Maybe playing Wednesdays, took it out a few of the lads or whatever, but it was all about being, trying to use the experience that we've got on the pitch, trying to use everything that we've got, and I thought we dug deep. When they score, I think everyone gets nervous. The players get nervous, the crowd get nervous. Of course, that's only natural, but it's a massive win for us, and another game down.
Without a shot at all in that second half, Liverpool, you mentioned there fatigue. Really, is that what you would put it down to? Your lack of effort on goal in that second half, and all that defensive work you had to do.
It's maybe part of it, but I thought Wolves were excellent second half. I thought obviously they've made a couple of changes at half time. They were 2-0 down, and they probably went a little bit more attacking, put more forward players up in the areas, and that made it more difficult for us. But we've got to be better on the ball. Of course we have, and we know that. But I think this result is big. Obviously after Wednesday, and obviously getting put out the FA Cup, it's important just to get back on a winning streak, and hopefully this can be a start one.
Right, well done. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, he's one of those players who knows how to win a Premier League title for Liverpool. You can hear what it means to him. Let's go all the way back to that first goal. Seems a long time ago after the way that second half went. Luis Diaz, in the end, credited with his 9th goal of the season. You weren't impressed with Wolves in the build-up?
Not really. Doherty selling himself really in the build-up. From Liverpool's point of view, it was a good break. But I felt they had to score at this type of goal at the start, because Wolves, when they banked in for the first 15 minutes or so, they would look really strong, but then as soon as they got the ball and they lost it, then that's when Liverpool looked dangerous on the break. They could have avoided it. Diaz did well to let it hit him in the mid-drift and obviously bobble it in. And it was a really good start, but Wolves were in the game until then, and they weren't creating much, Liverpool.
And then everyone, after this happened, thought it was 2-0 Liverpool. We're overall happy this is a penalty, Berba?
It is a penalty because of the poor judgment from the goalkeeper going out for the ball, but as we spoke before that little nudge, that little push here, getting the defender out of balance so he cannot properly connect with the ball. And then, of course, very clever from Diaz, just going for the ball. I think the keeper should do better, maybe take his hands in the last moment, because knowing that the ball is going to go out of play, but still catching him, and it's a pen.
And when you're a manager and you've got a penalty and you've got Mo Salah, it must be a great feeling.
Yeah, I think you light your cigar up.
If you smoke, of course.
You just fancied him, didn't you? Sometimes you see him go left of the keeper, right of the keeper. This moment, he's gone down the middle, and with a little dink, not quite the little dinky poos that we see, but he's just played it in there, and they weren't at their best today, Liverpool. But those type of things went their way on the day, and they got the points.
But they were fairly comfortable with a 2-0 half-time scoreline. Then it changed in the second half, and you think very early on, our Premier League debutant from Zimbabwe, Marshall Manetsi, forced Alisson into a big save.
This is a massive moment in the game, when he gets in here, look, he gets one-on-one, they put him up front, he's a midfield player, really, lovely little flick, he's through one-on-one, you take that opportunity, which he'll be disappointed he didn't, but it's a good run, look, it's a beautiful little flick. And he's just got to keep his calm a little bit. He's just entered the pitch. It's his debut. His heart must have been going. Just needed that little calmness, maybe, to dink the ball over the keeper.
Yeah. Cop ending 4 minutes into your Premier League debut.
He hit it. He took it too late. Took it late, and he hit it too hard. Sometimes less is more in that situation. The harder you hit, if the goalkeeper comes out and he stands big, the harder you hit it, the more the goalkeeper hasn't got time to move at all. So as he's going down, if you take pace off it, of course, it gets to the goalkeeper slower, so he will be down another few inches by the time the ball is coming towards him. So sometimes in scenarios, less is more. And I thought if he was going to go for that finish, he needed to do it earlier. Once he delayed, I thought he's going for the dink here, and then he still smashed it at him. So I just think he needed he needed it either take it a little bit earlier, hit it into the near post now, or once he doesn't and he takes another stride or two, then the dink comes into play. Not a very good finish, but anyway, it was a big chance.
It was, and Liverpool got one penalty, as we saw. They were then awarded another one which was later reversed with an on-screen review. Are you happy with everything in the outcome here, Berba?
The outcome, yes, because obviously it was not a pen, in my opinion. You can clearly see here there's no contact whatsoever, and then Jota trying to be a bit clever, going with the left foot into the hip of the defender. And of course, as we saw, the referee took the right decision. But there's a couple of scenarios that Jota can do here. Here, for example, he can shoot straight away. He decides to go past the defender. I'm still wondering why he decided to go for the pen. Just keep your balance. You are still ahead. You see the goal. You see the goalkeeper. You can shoot the ball. You can still score. It surprises me that he goes and decides to go for the pen. It's very strange in my book.
Yeah, I think he saw out the corner of his eye the defender coming across, you know, big, committing himself 100%. I think he thinks, I'm coming inside because he's going to make contact. In actual fact...
But he's in front of everybody, even if someone's come behind him.
It's almost like he's made his decision now. He's sort of saying, I'll flick it now, he's going to hit me. But in actual fact, there's no contact there. And I think it's the correct decision, without a doubt,
Yeah. Definitely the right decision. But I agree. I think once you made your mind up, I think he's going to hit me here, and you've just got penalty on your mind. Yeah. It's quite hard to think, oh no, I'll stay on my feet and then have the chance. But in hindsight, that's exactly what he should have done. Shot early or cut inside and shot. But I think he just thought, I'm going to get clattered here. I'm going to go down for a penalty. And then he didn't have the presence of mind to switch.
Now the moment that made Anfield really nervous, because you were saying we haven't seen much of Cunha, your man.
Yeah.
But then he is capable of doing this, isn't he?
Well, brilliant players have moments in them, don't they? He didn't have, you know, his best of games. I've seen him play a lot better, but his disguise there in the shot and then the finish, I mean, it was absolutely brilliant. And, you know, he's got this, Glenn.
Oh, he's fantastic. He makes a new angle. Look, the keeper there, Alisson there, the two defenders are gone for a chock eyes. And as he comes back in on that angle, I'm not blaming Alisson, but the beauty of making a skill like that is you change the angle of the ball when he chops it back in. Now, the keeper has to make a new position. He's in perfect position, suddenly he's not in good position. He's got to move his feet and cover both sides of the goal. And I don't think Alisson did that. I'm not blaming him for the goal because it was a beautiful, beautiful finish. It really was. And that's what he can do. You've got certain players that sometimes don't have to be at their best. They've just got this magic in them. And he showed that today.
And he's now got 12 goals this season for a team in the bottom four, last season's total matched. Now, your prediction of draw beforehand, these two were smiling. It almost came true. Jarell Quansah with a challenge which was as good as a goal here, really, Berba.
Yeah, and as we watched the whole game, the first half, yes, Liverpool were dominating inside, score goals. Second half, though, completely different. And Wolves, by the end of the game, I think they deserve to take something on it. And that chance here is perfect example. Great build-up, great pass. But the moment that makes the difference here is the reaction of Jarell Quansah in tracking back. Because if you can watch clearly, he's watching the attack, but the moment when the ball goes to the guy who is crossing it, Jarell is watching the attack, and now he sprint because he sensed that the cross is coming, and he needs to be there to intervene. So it's a great tackle.